Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Shay, your local numerologist. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. All right, make sure you comment on the video. So we are reading for our year ahead for our life path numbers. So this is year ahead for the 2023 year. It is a year 7 that we are moving into. All right, so we are starting with our life path ones. This card, it has you guys self-motivated, independent, authentic. Something that you need to remember about being a life path one is that you are seen as a leader, even if you are leading people into a wall. So it is important not to be arrogant in that leader responsibility, but instead be in this be responsible, period. It's just like if you're raising children, you are responsible for raising them correctly. It's no arrogance and hey, I have these kids and they're gonna do what I say. Like, yeah, of course they're your kids. Yeah, of course you're a life path one. People are going to follow you naturally because that's the vibe that you give off that you should be followed. So make sure you guys are using this responsibility for good. So in the 7th year, you will be kind of like promoted, I guess, to live in your abilities, right? So you guys are leaders. This year, you will be responsible for coming up with either some leadership program, some leadership goal. You guys are going to be responsible for actually creating something that helps push people in the correct direction. So again, make sure that you are responsible with whatever that talent is, right? Because a leadership, having leadership as a quality is not necessarily a talent, right? Your talent may be consulting or, I don't know, math or food or customer service or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you are responsible for coming up with some program, coming up with some idea that are going to push people in the correct direction. All right. So we are dealing with major challenges and upgrades that you will be dealing with over this next year. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull. So this card is standing out to me. So we're going to pull this card from the bottom since it's showing up. We have, oh, 2 showed up. So let's start with this one. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. And then blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay, so what I'm feeling right now is that you guys are going to be responsible for a lot more than you previously were. Why is this important? Again, be careful of arrogance and allowing your ego to lead you. Make sure you guys are in the position of, hey, I'm going to help people and I'm going to move forward. I'm telling you, if you're watching this video, then you are responsible for overcoming something, right? And showing people that you have overcome this and then moving forward in that. So we're going to grab you guys an overall message. I'm trying to censor this. So let's just, I think this is better. Okay. So we're going to grab some cards. So discipline. Spirit, can you clarify discipline for our life path ones? Clarify discipline for our life path ones. Clarify discipline for our life path ones. All right. Grab a couple cards. I think I saw the not the Hierophant. I think I saw the Emperor on the bottom, right? Emperor is also represents number 1. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. So we have 7 of Pentacles here. So we are moving into a year 7, right? And we're talking about discipline here. So let's talk about the Seven of Pentacles. It is a card about trial and error. Did this work? Okay, no. Okay, well, let me switch it up. If you watch my videos, when Seven of Pentacles comes out, this is a number that to me represents the number seven the best, right? What am I doing? Is it good? Is it bad? How can I improve? Seven is always the self reflective energy looking at yourself, right? So we are moving into a 7 year. And this is why I am so big on telling you guys about ego and about arrogance, because one can be that number that promotes being full of yourself. So it's not me saying that you are full of yourself. It's me saying that be careful with your ego, because when you have like people that automatically just do what you say, it's easy to get big headed, like, oh yeah, I'm right. Yeah, no. Just because you have the energy that somebody will follow you and do what you say does not mean you're right. It just means that that's the energy that you have. It's like one doesn't translate to the other, right? Like being rich doesn't mean you're smart. Having a whole bunch of social media following don't mean that you know what you're doing. It does not. It doesn't translate that way. So it's definitely important that you understand what your limitations are and work on improving those limitations constantly. This is a year that you cannot give up on yourself, your goals, your dreams, anything like that. What else for discipline? All right, so we got the Eight of Wands coming out. Okay, so the Eight of Wands is just this number about fast movement, right? We have the 7 and 8. Things can be moving pretty quickly. The Eight of Wands also represents messages, right? 8 is also a number of karma events. What goes around comes around. It is the infinity symbol, right? Y'all see that? It is the infinity symbol, just what they call it, vertically, right? So you guys need to listen to the messages. Okay, so what I'm getting is things are going to be coming really, really fast. Like things are going to come at you quick. So make sure that you're paying attention to your messages and you don't discount them. A lot of times when we don't understand something, we're kind of like, okay, well, maybe it doesn't apply to me, or we ignore it completely, things like that. So I want to make sure that you guys aren't doing that and really paying attention to what is being told to you. This blame over here, I accept responsibility for my well-being. You have to accept responsibility for your own well-being. You also have to be accountable for the mistakes that you have made in this life thus far and the mistakes that you are going to make over this next year. As I said, you guys are creating something, right? Creating a program, creating some kind of system, right? The trial and error, you have to make sure you are responsible. Hey, when it goes wrong, you're like, okay, well, let's not do that, or let's switch this around, or let's try this instead. But you have to be responsible. No pointing fingers. Remember, you are the leader in this situation. So make sure you're leading correctly and you're not blaming your followers for your inadequate leadership. This isn't something that you can just get away from. That's not how leadership works. It's like being a parent. Once you're a parent, you're a parent. Ain't no, oh yeah, well, there. My dad used to tell me, do as I say, not as I do. That shit don't work. All right, make sure you are in the position of leading all the time. That's not to say that you can't take a step back for your mental health, because again, you are showing people what a leader needs, what a leader does. Mental health is always going to be important, taking that time out, resting, and all of that. So you want to make sure that you are showing that side of yourself as well. It can't always be easy to be vulnerable, but it is something that you are going to have to learn how to do over this next year. Clarify blame for my life path 1. Okay. So we got we got 3 cards here. We have 3 cards that came out. We have the Four of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Nine of Wands, right? So we have fire here surrounding water. I feel like that is something that is important. So, okay, so just with the fire surrounding water, water is this energy about flow, right? And when I picked these runes for you guys, first of all, I did not order these. I guess whatever company I had ordered from before, they accidentally sent me some extra ones, but it's missing a rune. It's missing Lagus, which is lake, which is water, flow. Which this is what I'm saying, right? So you guys are kind of protecting your vulnerability, protecting your love, protecting your intuition between, I need to do this or I need to do that. And it can be mentally damaging, right? And I talked about that. You guys need to make sure that you are all about your mental stability. Being a life path 1 can have you surrounded by a lot of fire, but even being surrounded by that fire, don't forget the part of you that is sensitive, the part of you that needs the love and needs other people, right? So the Four of Wands is about celebration. So is the Three of Cups, right? So the Three of Cups celebrates with other people. The Four of Wands is kind of like this, okay, look, I've made this, I've achieved this thing, right? And we're celebrating. Whereas the Three of Cups is like getting together with people that you care about for whatever reason, and you are celebrating, whether it's just the love you have for one another, your camaraderie, whatever the case may be, right? So this is achievement celebrating, and this is just celebrating love and like a relationship type thing. That's what I'm feeling right now. Then we come to the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands can be very defensive. It can be mentally kind of like the Nine of Wands can represent just having kind of like not being okay mentally, right? Not caring for yourself mentally. And from seeing all of this, these celebrations, you need to make sure that they are not a farce, and you need to make sure that you are participating in things that mean something to you. It's like the energy that I'm getting is kind of like this, always being like there for other people, but not being there for yourself, or just not making the time for yourself that you need. You guys need to make sure that you are doing that. That is so important. Make time for yourself because you do need it. Okay. So yeah, let's move along here. So these are some of the major challenges you are going to face over this next year. Just coming to terms with everything that you do isn't great, but not wallowing in that energy. Making sure that you aren't pointing the finger at anybody, right? And then making sure that you are celebrating other people's achievements. For whatever reason, there is some issue here with that fact, celebrating others' achievements, all right? So we're gonna move along here and we're gonna get into the major upgrades that you'll have this year. Okay. Let's come back to that. All right, so we are talking about major upgrades that you guys will be coming into this year. And look, this was on the bottom of the deck. So I was like, let me pull this out because I really feel like Spirit is really giving this message right now of abundance. So major upgrades over this next year is abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Right? Remember, I told y'all, you guys are going to be creating something that's going to help other people. But specifically, it is to lead them in the correct direction, lead them in the way that they should be going, right? So what are the major upgrades for our Life Path Ones this year? Major upgrades for Life Path Ones. Okay, now. Got my direction cards out. Spirit is saying to read the book on this. Listening, major upgrade. So we got the number 8 coming out again. All right, with the number 53. So this is change, right? 5 is about change, a little bit of uncertainty, and 3 is about communication and our social relationships. When this card appears, you are being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Now is an occasion for listening. Pay attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at that moment, for the deeper message is not always obvious. Listen with your heart, not just your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving the listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures greater understanding of your circumstances. So what are your circumstances? Um, what that tells me is that you guys have been living in this energy of doing everything by yourself. One can be a very lonely number, right? It's all by itself, doesn't have any partners, doesn't have any friends. And that's an energy that you can end up living in. And I'm also getting that you have been having a hard time understanding others. But just like we had that message earlier, and I talked about that, making sure you guys are listening to those messages, interpreting them correctly without ego, without arrogance, because there's a lot that will be coming towards you. I do get with this, so there may be something to do with music. You guys may be doing something with music. But I do get with the bird here, your intuition is going to be heightened. So I get a heightened intuition. One thing about elephants, besides these gigantic ears, they are very, very wise animals. They live for a very long time, so they see a lot and they learn quickly. They have very big brains, right? So you guys are going to be upgrading your intelligence as well. Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. I have no doubt that this can translate to some kind of money for you, but I do get for sure that you guys are going to be learning more, like the knowledge that is going to be presented to you is like, it's going to be unmatched, and it's something that you are going to be able to use for a lifetime. So we're going to pull 3 rooms for the major upgrades at your life. So 1, you're going to be a smarter person next year. Like, that's not even going to try to be funny. So we got 3 rooms here. Oh shit. So we got the Canas twice. That's the one. They don't have Laguz in here, but they put Canas twice. We have Gabo and we have Othala, right? So one thing that I see right here is Canas being in the correct position and being inverted, right? So what I'm getting is that we are overcoming this energy. So this is about truth, right? Seeking truth after being in a rut or having some kind of lack of vision. You guys are going to receive a lot of enlightenment, a lot of clarity, and this goes right to that listening. Like, your abundance that you're getting is the messages that you are receiving. So let's talk about it. Othala is about heritage, about inheritance, about your legacy. It also represents abundance and growth, right? So I think that that is something that is also super represented here, that you guys are beating some kind of existing generational curse, that you are stopping something dead in its tracks, that it won't be able to come further anymore. And this is a major upgrade because something has been stopping you for a while, and that shit is about to be stomped out, right? So we got a Nathis here, which is about need, restriction, disagreement, resistance. All right, so what's the major upgrade here? It is. I mean, it's so clear here. Can y'all even see that? Let me make sure you could see. Make sure we get real close on our runes here, right? So what I see is that you guys are going to be given a gift, right? Because these are like a gift. And what I'm getting is that as long as you can put in the work for your mostly vulnerability, I have no doubt in a life path one that you guys are able to create whatever you need to create in order to lead. The issue here is having that vulnerability so you can connect with people along the way. People are not objects, they are not things, right? They are spiritual beings in this physical form. So you need to make sure you respect them as such so that you can move forward, right? So one more once over on the rooms. Kanaz is all about it literally it like this literally represents a torch, right? So there is going to be a major fire, which I see a lot here, right? With one, there's going to be like this fiery energy that pushes you guys forward to overcome whatever this rut is, because I really do feel like you guys have been in a rut for a while. I mean, with everything going on with the panoramic and the cost of rent and the cost of food and gas and everything else, we can be so distracted, right? We get distracted by the people that we feel like we might lose. We get distracted by the money we think we may not have. But Spirit is saying, listen, I need you to get on those things that I told you to get on. This isn't about anything else except for you following your destiny and being rewarded with that, right? So there may have been some needs in the past. Spirit is saying, listen, if you do what I need you to, then I can move you forward and you can have the things that you need and break these curses. All right, that's all I have, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys next time.